took me exactly 18 months to go from $0, dead broke, no money in the bank, to making $48,000 a month as a copywriter. And honestly, if I knew what I know now back in 2021 when I was doing this, I would have gotten there so much faster. So this video is gonna be an updated guide for how to step by step make money as a freelance copywriter in 2024. Even if you don't have a nickel and a brain cell to rub together, this video will help you. I'm gonna cover where I would learn to write copy, how to get clients, and how to keep those clients paying you so that you're not stressing about money every single month. So pay attention, because this video could legit change everything for you. So my goal for this video is to take you through the journey that I went on to become what I am now, but to do it even faster. So we're not even gonna start at chapter 1, we're gonna start at chapter 0, which is brainwashing yourself. What I did when I started was I indoctrinated myself with so much information from so many different places that I knew all of these things about copywriting where I don't even know how I learned it. You have to take yourself down an information rabbit hole. So you wanna watch videos on YouTube, you wanna listen to podcasts, you wanna just find a bunch of people who are already doing copywriting and consume content from them. And not to sound like I'm plugging myself or anything, but I don't know many other people that are teaching copywriting in the way that I do and their students are getting the results that my students are getting. But I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube, I have an email list. You should be on all those things so that I can just brainwash you without you having to do anything else. And the thing that I messed up on was I brainwashed myself for way too long. I spent way too much time listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos, scrolling Twitter, listening to other people talk about copywriting, because it distracted me from doing what I needed to do, was actually make money. So this phase is important for a lot of people, but you shouldn't do this for more than like a couple weeks. And after that, that brings us to chapter 1, which is actually learning copywriting. Learning copywriting is obviously 2 parts. It's learning the fundamentals, like literally putting it into your brain, what copywriters need to do and how they need to write. And then 2, actually doing it. The only book I like to recommend is Cashvertising by Drew Eric Whitman. You could buy it or you can read the free PDF that already exists online. The reason this is the only one that I talk about is because this is sort of like the big book of copywriting, where it's like it has all of the principles inside it. It teaches you psychology, it teaches you a little bit about actually writing, but more just about like marketing and how human beings operate. And once you know this stuff, you can never go back. I remember once I read this book, I started looking at everything differently. All of a sudden, everything in the world was marketing, because that's what it is. Every time you see an ad, every time you see a billboard, every time you read an email, every time you look at a magazine, you're not gonna see it for what it is. You're gonna see it as in, what is this person trying to sell me? So I want you to read that book, however you want it delivered. You can get the physical copy, you can get a PDF, you can get a Kindle, I don't care. And as a beginner, there's really one framework that I want you to follow. There's obviously thousands of copywriting frameworks that you can follow, but there's one that you need to pay attention to, and it's PAS. Problem, agitation, solution. So when you're writing copywriting, you identify the problem. You're fat, agitate. You're so fat that you can't even see your own genitals. Solution, I have a weight loss pill. You're fat, you need it, buy my weight loss pill. That's super dumbed down and obviously a very crude version of what you should be doing, but that's how I write most of my copy. That's how most people I know who are really good copywriters write their copy. That's how you write emails, that's how you write websites, that's how you write a lot of stuff. And then what you have to do is read a bunch of copy. So go to swipe.co. You can read a bunch of copy there. You can also, every single ad you get, click on it, go to their website, maybe sign up to their newsletter, and just see what kind of copy they have on their website and their emails and stuff like that. You'll consume so much just by doing this. And once you've seen a bunch of copy, start trying to beat that copy. So if you sign up to a newsletter for an e-commerce brand, what you can do is you can just read the email, be like, all right, knowing what I know now about copywriting, because Cardinal Mason told me how to do it, I would change this, I would change this, I would change this, and then rewrite the email in the way that you would want to do it. And then once you've done that like 10 times for a bunch of emails and ads or whatever, save all of those Google Docs and put them somewhere safe, because you're gonna need it later. Now, chapter 2 is where it gets fun. This is where we start making money. This is the outreach phase. You are reaching out to business owners, trying to get them to pay you. And the way you're gonna wanna do this is on Instagram. You probably have an Instagram account right now, and the account that you have is gonna be the account that you use to reach out to people with. You don't need a business account. All you gotta do is turn your account into like the business thing on Instagram, where it's like you just turn it into a business account so you can see metrics and stuff like that. You can send more DMs, and you wanna put writer in your bio, and I promise you that's pretty much all you need. You don't have to have any cool pictures on there. If you have a picture of you skiing and a picture of your dog, that's it. That's all you need. The point is you want to look like a human. And then as you're scrolling Instagram, every single business owner that you see, you're gonna reach out to. It doesn't matter if it's a person selling courses or coaching programs. It doesn't matter if it's an e-commerce brand selling, toys for cats. It doesn't matter if it's a SaaS company selling tools that you can use with AI or something like that. Every single business, you're gonna reach out and you're gonna see if they're doing email marketing. The reason for that is because copywriters make a lot of money by doing email marketing. And so that's kind of what you're gonna be doing. Email marketing is literally just writing a couple of emails a week for a client. And if you don't know anything about email marketing, that's okay, because you probably haven't gone into chapter 0 yet, which is the brainwashing phase. By chapter 2, you will know what's going on. So like I said, you're reaching out to every single person that you see. Now, here's where this gets tricky, because I've been giving out scripts for people to use for a while, and they get burnt out. For a while, the script was along the lines of, hey, love your content, love your offer, looks like you're crushing, and then a personalized compliment. And then you would say, are you doing anything with email right now? Now, that still kind of works, but because hundreds of thousands of people have seen that script, it's kind of treated like a joke. Even me, myself, I get hit up, people asking me if I'm doing anything with email right now. And the answer is yes, I'm doing my own email, I'm a copywriter. But the principle is still there, where you just want to casually ask if someone is doing email marketing, but you're not going to make it sound like a robot, where it's like, excuse me, sir, are you doing email marketing? You're going to casually reach out as a person, be like, hey, literally think your content's sick, and whatever business you're working on, I don't know exactly what it does, but I want to know more. Are you currently doing email marketing right now? Is that a channel you're focusing on? That's the essence of the script. It's not going to be the same every time. You're not going to say, are you doing anything with email right now, every single time. It's going to be different depending on who you're talking to. But they're probably going to answer you. They're probably going to say like, oh no, I'm not doing anything with email right now. And then you'll know, because you brainwash yourself, you're going to say something along the lines of like, oh, did you know that business owners who are using email are generating 30% more revenue than they would have without email, because email's so powerful? We're retargeting your customers. We're literally telling people to buy stuff from you 3 times a week. I'm blasting out 500 words to your list of people who already know and love you, telling them, giving them reasons why they should buy your thing. Don't you want that for your business? And they're going to be like, oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Let's talk more about it. Which brings us to chapter 3. Chapter 3 is taking sales calls. And this is the part that everyone freaks out about, because they think they're on the hot seat. They think that this is like a job interview and that they're about to get laughed out of the room if they say one wrong thing. It's not the way it works. One thing you need to truly internalize is this is not a job interview. They need you more than you need them. You're making them more money. Yeah, sure, they're gonna pay you a little bit of money, $2-3 grand a month, but they're gonna make way more off this deal. It's a way better deal for them. They're there for your skills, your expertise. And if you don't think that you have expertise yet, it is what it is, bro. You're gonna learn as you go. Nobody starts out knowing everything about copywriting. Do you think that I knew everything about copywriting when I took my first sales call? No, it was embarrassing, but I still got the deal. All you're doing is having a conversation with the business owner about what they're currently doing and how you can help. During this call, they're gonna be talking about all the things that they are doing and aren't doing. And you, because you went through chapter 0 and you brainwash yourself, you're gonna be hearing opportunities to make them more money. So maybe they say something like, oh yeah, I have a list of like 12,000 people, but I never send emails. You're immediately gonna be thinking like, oh, okay, if I send 3 emails a week to 12,000 people, how much money can I make them? Probably a lot. You're gonna tell them different ways that you can help them, and you're gonna make them feel better about their own business. They're gonna get excited because they're gonna be talking to you about how much money you're gonna make them with your skill, and they're gonna wanna hire you. They might ask questions about like, oh, are you new at this? Like, how do you know what you're doing? Da, da, da. And all you have to say is like, listen, like, you know, I'm not a veteran. I've been doing this for 20 years, but I found your business online. You look like you know what you're doing. You look like you have a great brand. I know that I'm good at copywriting. I know I'm good at copywriting. I know I am, and I know I can help. And I'm here, you know, this is, you know, something that I want to turn into a full-time thing. It's a side hustle right now, admittedly, but I want it to be a full-time thing. I know I can help you. I'm gonna be here day and night trying to make this work for you, because I like this business and I like you and I want this to work. If someone said that to me, my heart would melt. I would hire them in a heartbeat, okay? And then they ask your price, and you're gonna say $2,000 a month for 3 emails a week. And if you found the right client, 90% of the time, they're gonna go, all right, cool. And then you're gonna realize that that was a little bit too easy, and you probably should have said a higher number, which that's okay, because you'll learn that for next time. The next client you sign, you can say $2,500 a month or $3,000 a month. Or if you're like me, you can say $6,000 a month, and you'll get there eventually. So chapter 4, you are onboarding your client. Now, for the uninitiated, onboarding is a fancy word for sort of bringing them into your life, making them feel welcome in your business. You're gonna get the logins to the stuff that you're gonna be using. So if you're running emails, you're probably gonna be added to their ESP. An ESP is an email service provider. So that could be a lot of things. I use Klaviyo. Some people use ConvertKit. Some people use ActiveCampaign. Some people use MailChimp. Some people use SendLane. Some people use, I think that's it actually. But no matter what, they're just gonna add you as a user on their account. And in this onboarding period, you wanna set expectations, telling them what you're gonna do, how long it's gonna take, what the process is gonna look like. And if you can, get them to set up a tracking link that you can use when you promote stuff in emails. And what that means is, if you write an email and you promote something, the link that you use should be your tracking link, so you know when you made sales for them. So if I make a link that's like whatever, and then the extension is Mason email, I know that when I go into my dashboard and I'm looking at where all my sales came from, oh, Mason email made, you know, $500 today. This might be in the weeds, but your client will usually know what you're talking about. And remember to keep this process light and fun. The best best part about working with a freelancer is you don't have to go through all the red tape of working with a big company or a big agency where they're trying to get you to sign all these documents and, do this whole paper trail and fill out all these forms. Like, no one wants to do that. Freelancers do not have to have all this complicated onboarding stuff. Like, the best part about working with a freelancer is it's easy. You just start working together. That's it. Which brings us to chapter 5, which is servicing clients and keeping them happy. And the whole time you should be thinking, if you were a business owner, what would you want? You would want work done in advance. You would want to be able to see everything and approve everything before it goes out. You would want to see plans for growth. And so all that means is, if there's an email going out on Monday, make sure you submit it the week before Thursday or Friday. Make sure they see it and they get it approved and they love it. Make sure you over communicate. So everything that you do, make sure they know what you're doing and you're hungry for more. And most importantly, show that you genuinely care. Like, if they pay you $2,000 a month, maybe if you don't really need that money right away, invest in something that's going to make you an even better copywriter. Invest that money into books or courses or something that's going to teach you how to be better at your job so you can be better for that client. Relationship, I swear, is like 80% of the equation here. If you're a 4 or 5 out of 10 writer, they'll put up with you for longer than you would expect if the relationship is kept well. So you can keep this client for a long time by just being a likable person, caring about them. And if you're actually a decent writer, they will never want to let you go. Chapter 6 is crushing it for this client and getting them to tell their friends. So let's face it, you don't want to be doing outreach forever, right? For you to get this first client, it probably took you like 200 DMs and maybe a couple of cold emails and maybe a couple of job applications for you to find this thing. It probably took a few weeks and that was a lot of work. The reality is, for your first 2 to 4 clients, you're gonna have to do it this way. It's just the way it is, but you don't want to do it forever. So if you really do a good job for this client, what they're gonna do is they're gonna put you on. They're gonna tell their friends and they're gonna sign you just because your client said you're great. And this is what happened to me about 6 months in, where I didn't have to do outreach anymore. I just had people hitting me up because all of my clients talked about how great I was. And if you are still doing outreach, you can use this testimonial as marketing to get more clients. One of my first few clients was a big brand at the time called CrossNet. And anytime I reached out to an e-commerce brand, I said, hey, I've been writing copy for CrossNet and it's ripping for them. I don't know if you know who CrossNet is, but you probably do. Do you want to get results like them? And it was so easy for me to sign more clients because I was working with CrossNet. Shout out Chris Mead. All of my top students do this. The person who's best at this is my younger brother, Griffin. He gets all of his business through referrals. I did an interview with him. He's at $50K a month now as a copywriter. So if you want to learn how he did that, click that somewhere on the screen. So just to recap, you're brainwashing yourself. You're learning the actual skill of copywriting by reading a bunch of copy, reading cash advertising, and actually writing copy yourself. And then you're learning sales, getting comfortable reaching out to people and trying to send as many DMs and emails as possible so you can find the perfect client for you. Then you're selling them on the skill, you're building a relationship with them, you're working with them for a long time, and you're making sure that you can leverage this relationship to get more clients so you can grow this business to 10, 20, 50K a month. And if you work fast on this and you work with the right people, it's very reasonable that you can get to 10K a month in 6 months. Maybe, if you're really good, 20K a month in 12 months. And like I said at the start, you have all the information available on this channel to learn for free. But if you want to work with me one-on-one and get your hand literally held, then click the link in the description because I have something for you. I have helped dozens, almost hundreds at this point, of students hit their first 5, 10, 15K months with copywriting. There's no reason I can't do the same for you. So if you want to work with me and I can help you one-on-one, click the link below and we can run it, all right? Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that link in the description and I will see you soon.